Test, 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 test. Test, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Time is 6 o'clock. We're going to get started in probably 10 minutes. 6:05, 6:10. Test, test, test. All right, here we go. We're going to get started. MFD and Friends Show Pig Sale. Third consecutive year running. I want to thank everybody for being ringside. I want to thank everybody for tuning in on the live stream, and everyone who will watch that later this evening, early tomorrow. Gonna have a good time. Gonna sift through these pretty methodical. Let you get a good look at them. Yeah, should be a fun time. So just some housekeeping duties here. Schedule perspective. So we're having our viewing now. We're going to start the preview sale day tomorrow at 11 a.m. Followed, it's going to be some smash burgers, chips, drink. Followed by that is the sale, 1 p.m. sharp. Think we have 52 head total this year. Going to quickly go through the consigners. You'll hear from them later as well. McCleery Family Durocs, Sear and Swine Farm, Bursloff Show Pigs, Howe Brothers Show Pigs, Elston Farms, Bragg Farms, new consigner, Trip Yorkshires. Brought a couple good Yorkshire Barras today. And then McGuire Show Pigs. All new, all same consigners as last year, except we added Dr. Michael Tripp. Super thankful for those guys for coming out. Brought a good set for us to look through. We have Mr. Ryan Michaels here with us from the National Swine Registry. Going to give us a third-party opinion. This guy knows hogs, grew up in it. Obviously, is employed by the National Swine Registry, so good third-party opinion. Take his words to heart. He's gonna talk how he sees them today, so you don't just hear from us. Should be a good time. We're gonna have the consigners come up and sort of go through their hogs as they bring them up. I think we're ready to go. So we're gonna start with Elston Farms from Morgan Mill, Texas. We're gonna have Chris Elston come up and sit with Mr. Michaels and talk through these. Give us a few minutes and we'll get them brought up.
All right, this is going to be a 3-1 crossbarrow. He's a to the point on a whacked out hero. The mom of this one is a Hoff Schulte gilt that we bought last year. Showed a little bit. She didn't get a lot of ring time, but her highlight was a third in class at Angelo Stars. To the point is a boar at Bennett Show Pigs in Stephenville. He's out of Buckle Up.
Well, as we get going through here tonight, I would say I'm just going to give you my opinion on what I think of the pigs. You guys kind of buy them how you like them, regardless of where they fall in the sale order, or if you disagree with what I say, that is perfectly okay as well. We got a really nice one to start. Did you say his tag number? 39. 39 is his tag number if you're following along. One that certainly, when you come right out of the gate at a pig show, the head and neck and brim of the nose is the first thing that pops through that gate. And this one's really a tall-shouldered, really attractive up front. He's got the right kind of pastern set. He's got the bone work down low to kind of match his body up high. Really a level-topped, still got the right kind of shape. One that doesn't read like he's going to be too early maturing. Got the right kind of maturity pattern. A really nice one to start. Really a flashy one there from the side. Like to see that one through the gate first.
right, the 4 litters are going to be a Love Shack on a WD-40. Love Shack is a boar we raised and for Belton, the Southwest Top Conference in 2025. He sold there to the Waitman Show Pigs in Oklahoma. Got some good feedback from them out of him. The 4-1 barrow is going to be tag number 40. That pig did have a hernia that we had repaired. Just a disclaimer there. I don't see any problems with it. I think he's going to be good going forward, but we did go ahead and have that fixed. The 4-3 boar has not been castrated. This sow raised our gilt last year that won the 2024 Texas National Stock Show White OPB champion gilt. She was first in class in the Angelo breeding gilts, first in class Angelo stars, 4th overall Chester breeding gilt in the stars, and then was second high selling Chester gilt in the Angelo stars sale.
Really a nice pair here. If you're looking to get into one of those breed shows, obviously from a very good sow line, and these two, you can kind of study them out here. They're just a little different, I guess, in type and kind. I think the tag 40 pig here reads to me like one that's going to be a really good heavyweight type of a barrow, because he's really good in terms of his center body, his depth, the rib and flank there from the side is awesome. Got a nice stout skull on him, but still attractive up front. And then that 41, the intact boar there, has got a little bit more extension up front, probably a little crisper in terms of his top shape right now. Looks like one that's going to be fun to jackpot and then fun to kind of roll into the shows there as we get later on. One that you're not going to have to spend just a whole lot of extra money in terms of feed additives to get that one's top shape right, and really expressive up high, really square built still. A solid pair of, I would say, if you're looking to compete in some of those breed shows, these two need to be checked out in the back. Obviously, like we talked about just a second ago, a really good sow line in behind him that's no stranger to winning some shows.
All right, coming in now is tag 42. She's a 5-1 Chester gilt. Going to be a pitmaster on a Billy Bob. The sow of this litter was the 2024 Hamilton County Reserve Champion White OPB gilt. I think she placed 4th in both shows at Angelo. This sow also raised the boar that I mentioned earlier, Love Shack, that we sold at Belton this last Southwest Top Conference.
Really a nice gilt, and the last one that they'll bring through the ring, a solid group to start with. If you watch this gilt come right at you about her chest width and how square she is about her knee, she is very impressive there. She leaves you with lots of upper hip shape, and that was a muscular type of a gilt. She is one that could have a successful show career, but I wouldn't be afraid to lay this one down and make a breeding a gilt project out of this one as well. So it might have some resale value down the line for that aspect as well. Really nice Chester gilt. Again, like I'll say several times, if you're looking to get into one of those breed shows, I think a Chester gilt here that can compete with the top end of any of the purebreds.
All right, so next up we have Bragg Farms. Got 4 hogs in here today. Going to start off. All right, here we go. So tag 44 is going to be a 2-2 Barra Major League hit stick all struck. Going to be the big Yorkshire Barra in front of us. Cross Yorkshire appearing. There we go. The next one in here is going to be 410, tag 46. It's going to be the calico colored gilt. She's a Major League aftermarket, never before. After that, it's going to be tag 43, 7-1 Boar Pig. Going to be Relentless Punisher Party Crasher. Then the rounding out is going to be the half-belted black gilt there, tag 45. She's going to be a traded up, out for blood Punisher.
Really a diverse set of pigs out here that can fit a lot of different show windows depending on when your county show is or when your just date of your show is. I think you could probably gravitate toward a different one of these. The bigger, predominantly white one, kind of probably Yorkshire classifying one, looks like he's going to be really deep-bodied. He's got really big feet and toes on him. Looks like one that's going to be a good growthy type of a pig. So if you got an earlier type of a show, I would say that's one you need to look at. Similar type in kind here with the calico that he's on there in the center, a gilt that's got the right kind of bone work to match her body. She's got a sharp kind of a jawline on her and got plenty of shape there. If you got an earlier show, I think that one fits the bill on that as well. The smaller black gilt is one that's a little bit later in terms of her maturity pattern. So I think if you've got something that you got some time yet and you want to kind of slow roll her, she has got a really neat look up. She might be sired by a Hampshire boar. Is that right? Is she sired by traded up at Schaefer's? Yep, so a purebred Hampshire boar. That probably even intrigues me just a little bit more from just the genetic standpoint. Got some crossbred gilt that's got some different genetics than maybe what you'd find in a lot of these crossbreds. And then that belted male there, one that's really good in terms of his skeleton, very sound structured, strong footed and clean jointed, just going to keep getting better with time. Really diverse set here, good set of pigs from Bragg. Get a hold of them in the back if you got questions. Howls, you guys are going to be next.
All right, I guess in this pen we have be 22 litters, so it'd be lot 37. That's the one he's on right there. These are out of Canoe at Upper Hand, and then on a black 22 best kept secret sow. So the dam of this litter, the 22 litters, were she was a reserve champion at the Shelby County Fair for us a couple years ago. And then last year we had a barrow that we sold out of the sale that ended up placing at San Antonio for the Sandifer family. So that'd be lot 37 and then lot 38 and lot 36, which is the cross gilt. Right there's 38, and then there's 37, and 36 is right here, the gilt right there. And then lot 32, I believe over here in the corner, is a 25-3 crossbred boar, and then he'd be out of a Worldwide, which is a premium blend on a Pen 1 sow. This is a gilt that we purchased at our county fair, that she won her class at county fair, and this is just her first litter, so see how they turn out.
Really a good group of pigs here, and if you're in attendance here or watching online, kind of focus in, because I think this is a really good set that Howe's brought. They had quite a bit of a drive here to get there, but they brought you a really good set of pigs, and they got a few more to come. When you talk about having stout feature, heavy structure, the right kind of bone, and still having a neat look and a good design there from the side, I think all four of these check some boxes in that regard. They are out of boars and some of the most prominent boar studs in the country that have a good track record of winning. That Tank 32 pig is at a Worldwide. That's one of my favorites that we saw on the boar tours this summer in the Midwest there at Premium Blend. I guess I'm not going to get real descriptive of each individual pig in this pen. I would challenge you guys, if you're here in attendance, get a hold of Nick back there and share your thoughts and go check these out, because they are heavy boned, they're good footed, and they got the right kind of muscle shape. There's several in here that could work for you. That 37 pig right there has got a very big hind leg and really strong footed. Got some muscle shape. The gilt is one that's really a dense and stout skulled one. I love her, just her head shape and her bone that she's got. This is a really good set of pigs. Good job, Nick.
All right, so in this pen we got a pair of Berkshires. There's a Berkshire gilt, lot 28 right there, and then lot 35 is the boar pig. So these are out of Above All at Premium Blend, and then on a Pound Town sow that we purchased from Anjo Farms. So the sow herself was second in class at Belton, and then the Grand Dam was champion at Belton, I believe in 23. And then so this year we also had, out of that sow, we had the champion Burke gilt at our county fair. So that's the two Berkshires, and then the other two, the cross pigs, there's a lot 31, I believe. 31 and 29. So the 29 is the black cross gilt, and 31 is a 20-7 cross boar. And those are also out of Canoe from Upper Hand, and then on a trick shot sow. So this is just her second litter. It was the first litter was kind of short, but quality was good. We had a high placing barrow at the county fair this year out of her. So we got a couple more back there out of that sow that they look pretty good to me. So see how they do.
talk about the Berkshires first. Gilt and a male that should be very competitive in the Berkshire division, and obviously they're out of a good sow line. It's always smart, I think, as pig buyers to study and talk to your breeders about what those sows have done, because they know kind of how those pigs have fed out of those sows in the past, and there's a lot of value in having a good sow on the bottom side of a pig, regardless of kind of what they look like. But these two visually check a lot of boxes to me. They kind of they're big top, they got bone work, they're strong-footed, they're so square in terms of their build. They are really good about where their hock sets in behind. Nice pair of Berkshires there. I was pretty excited when the all-black gilt came in, because this one for me, as somebody that maybe would feed one, I would almost call this one like dummy proof in terms of you're not going to have to get real creative with the feed bucket on one that looks like this, because she's got the right kind of muscle. She's square in terms of her build. She's still pliable in terms of her center rib, and got some bone and some foot size down low. I don't really think you're going to have to get real creative and spend a fortune on just different supplements to make that gilt kind of look right, because I think she's at the right stage of maturity for this stage of the game. And then we got her thin belted boar on the far side, one that is an outlier in just some areas, length and neck and stoutness of skull, really good bone and muscle shape, a nice boar there. Really good set again from Hal.
All right, so in this round we've got a lot 30. It's a 21-6 spot gilt. So this gilt is, she had a Not My Monkey on a Rip sow. So Rip was our herd boar that we had on the farm there for several years. That he's done a really good job for us, and I don't think Not My Monkey needs too much introduction. He's had a pretty good year so far. Then the other two, we've got, I believe it should be lot 33. That'd be the black cross gilt. It'd be 20-7. And lot 34 would be 20-3. That's the cross boar. And those two are also out of Canoe from Upper Hand on a trick shot sow. So it'd be the same as the last two. It'd be litter mates, the last two cross pigs that were in here.
I start with the spot gilt over there first, one that if you just study this gilt from the side, the point of her blade to the tip of her nose is very long and extended. She's got really a feminine kind of a look there from the side, big centered. Really like the way that one just designs, and her silhouette there from the profile gives you a striking look. And then you start at the ground. She's got a hind leg that bends and is flexible, square in terms of her hock set there from behind. I think there's a lot of a good future in a spot gilt that looks like that. And up where I'm from, these guys put together some really good spotted gilts and barrows that get along very well at the highest level in the Midwest area. I would say that one needs to be on your short list if you're hunting for a purebred. The crossbreds, if you like them heavy boned and wide and pulled apart, I would think you can kind of gravitate toward that black gilt, because she is impressive just in terms of her base width and her skeletal size there. Very stout featured gilt. And then the same can kind of be said about that black pig. Really stout skull, heavy structured, big bone kind of a boar there. Good set here. I think we got one more from you, Nick. Is that correct?
All right, this last one here, this is lot 27. It's a 19-3 blue boar. So he is out of 49er, which is our herd boar that we have here at the farm. So 49er is out of the Crow on a tricked out sow that we purchased from Travis Perry. And then on a black 22 best kept secret sow. So he's a mid-June pig. So the mother of this boar pig raised the 3rd overall crossbred this year up at Auglaize County Fair, up next to us. And then the Grand Dam also had gilt last year that was purchased out of this sale that went on and placed at Fort Worth. So pretty good line of pigs for us.
Well, I would say there's probably a reason that this one is in here by himself, and then there's a reason why he's going to be their lead-off group or the lead-off entry there for this firm. This one's pretty impressive, guys. Hopefully you can see online, you guys can see in the seats. This one has got very, very big feet. He's got big toes. He's got big limbs, and he still handles it well. He's clean jointed, takes a long enough stride from behind. He's got a good length of front end. Everything just kind of blends and balances still when he sets into motion. Some of those accolades that he was talking about on the south side, I've judged the Auglaize County Fair a couple times. That is not an easy fair up there in Ohio. One of the more competitive ones, I would say, in the state. And obviously, out of the same sow, has done good in this sale before. Check this one out. Talk to Nick. See when you think he fits your feeding window and what show you want to go to. But there's lots of really unique parts and pieces. One that there's this color, great, easy on the eyes in terms of his design there. Really highlight pig here. Thanks, Nick. You brought a really good set. Next up, Dr. Tripp.
Hey, okay, we're going to try this again. These are Dr. Tripp's, Tripp Yorkshires here. We got tag 47 and 48 in the ring. These are both purebred Yorkshires. These are Doc Knows Best, which is a boar that Genova there in Oklahoma raised. It's at Winter Circle. And back on a Like a Rock, Walks Alone sow that got along over on the eastern side of Oklahoma there last summer. So I'm going to let this young man talk them now.
Really a nice pair of Yorkshires here that you're never going to have trouble getting this young 47 barrow to be big centered and big bodied. The middle portion of his body is very impressive. He's a little shorter bodied and shorter backed if you're into that style. He balances up very well from the side, comes at you wide chested. Similar type and kind there at the other barrow. It's a really good pair of Yorkshires. If you're looking to compete there in the Yorkshire Barrow division, I would say ones that are this good in terms of their center body and just their mid body, the way they balance, thick-ended, really big tops kind of barrows. Looks like they should be easy feeding as well.
Okay, this is Jamie Searin. These are my first two entries here. Lot 14 is the gilt we're starting off with. She's a high heat on a next intention son that we had purchased there from Glenn Kraft a couple years ago. He was a next intention dirty secret. The mother of that one, family there, the Stalker family in Iowa, campaigned in 23. She was champion gilt for their daughter there at Monroe County in central Iowa in 23. This is her first litter of pigs, so kind of her first try out the gate. Just real shaggy. I like the bone, the foot, stoutness this gilt's got. All she needs is days and time, and I think she's got a real bright future. The 15 is the chromed up dark cross barrel. He's also a high heat on an end game sow. Another first litter gilt. She'd be an end game encore that she didn't get shown, but her mother was shown there in Iowa in 23. She was reserve champion breeding gilt there at Jefferson County, the county south of us there in Iowa. And like I said, first litter gilt. I think he's just a real good dark cross barrel to compete in the crossbred deal. Real stout, big-footed, heavy-boned. Haven't worked with him a lot, as you can tell. Dan's getting them stick broke here in the ring tonight, but a good pair I think you definitely need to look up.
And those of you guys that are unfamiliar with high heat boar there at Moyers, that is as visually impressive in person as any boar stud, any boar in the country. He's just a really good built, heavy structured, square kind of a boar, and you can kind of see it in his offspring here. That gilt, for no bigger than she is, that is a big-legged, heavy boned animal. That's if you study her skull shape, she's got kind of a different head, really attractive and still stout about her jawline. That one has got a really bright future, I think, and same can be said at the barrow. Ones at a high heat really are good feeding, and they're not out of bounds in any one area, which makes it a lot more fun as a feeder when you can go to your barn and you don't have to worry about one being too far out of bounds in one way or the other. I think this is a really good feeding type of a pair. They got some big league type of pieces.
I might add on the gilt, I'm not one that's a big fan of showing these things as they get older, but I think that one could end at Expo next summer. I think she's got that much future in her to go that far, as small as she is here today. So I know a lot of people may not be shopping those things yet, but something to keep in mind. We did have a gilt a couple years ago at Duncan that was reserving a division up there, so it might be something to think about if you're looking for those Expo age females. Next pair coming in here is a pair of litter mates. Again, high heats. These would be some late June barrows here. And honestly, I just pulled them off the decks before we left home there yesterday morning early. And another first litter sow out of Believe in Me. She's a Believe in Me back to a dirty secret. And just kind of like Ryan said, kind of typical of the high heat things. They're built right. Their feet and legs are really good. They're stout in terms of their bone work, and their structure's good. Just buy them, take them home and feed them.
I would say somebody is going to look really, really smart a few weeks from now, after tomorrow, when they get one of these bought, because they are going to continue just to get better. I mean, Jamie just talked about just coming off the decks. They're going to continue to just get more impressive as they get older, because they haven't had a lot of special treatment and special care to this far. That is a really good skeleton, a really good build. They are still bring some extras to the table. I think these two could be some of the buys of the sale here in a month or so if we had to resort them, because I think they're going to continue to get better with time. Really a nice set here.
The next trio they're going to drop in here is kind of a different deal for me, but got some sow power behind him, like Ryan insinuated earlier there. You know, kind of pay attention to some of the sows. But we've got a few Berkshires there at my place, and down at Duncan last fall, and was watching the Boars of Fall deal there, and Tom Thompson from up there in Iowa had this Burke crossboar in there, and I thought he was just a really, really good pig. I mean, didn't have a big hole in him, and a matter of fact, I called Bryce Conover on the way home. I said, let's buy that thing. And we ended up getting that boar secured there out of the Boars of Fall a year ago at Duncan. And he's a 3/4 Burke, 1/4 crossbred. and we took him home and bred Berkshire sows with him. So they are dirty. The gilt doesn't have a pedigree, but she can show all over at Jackpots as Berkshire, where she doesn't need a pedigree. But the boar himself was just really sound. He was really good looking in his front 1/3 compared to most Berkshire hogs, and the things were really consistent at my house. The two bigger ones are 18 litters, and I judged the Ohio State Fair in 2023, and that was my champion gilt at the open show at the Ohio State Fair in 2023, and she was a Pound Town gilt that I secured there in the auction later that day. So really good sow there. She's done a really good job at my place and consistently puts out really good pigs. The little more chromed up one is we had purchased a sow on the Went dispersal there, and she was a high dollar, $5,000 bred purchase from Kevin there when he reduced his sow herd. She actually originated from Heimer in Missouri as an open gilt that Kevin had bought, and I'll be honest with you, this is the best litter she's had. We've got a herd boar at home out of her first litter. She was bred to Midnight Rain when we purchased her, and we bred her to this dirty thing here, and this is by far her best litter. And just in terms of, you talk about Berkshires with skeletons that are sound and correct and a correct hip in them, I think you need to take a look at these three.
Yep, I remember that boar there at Duncan for lots of reasons, but really a good built, a good skeleton type of hog, and you can kind of see it in his offspring. I don't want to get too repetitive on what Jamie said, but a lot of the similar things I see in these gilts, in these barrows out here, really good built. For this breed and what you're going to show against in Berkshires, I would say their front 1/3 is just very different than majority of the Berkshires that you're going to go against, because they're a little bit more extended, a little bit more attractive up front. Really good, consistent group here. Really good feet and legs, the kind you can just kind of pour to, and you're never going to be in trouble in terms of skeleton. Yes, think outside the box a little bit in terms of what you're doing. I think these bring a lot of diverse endpoints as well.
Are we going to judge showmanship here between Jamie and myself, or?
I don't know what he's going to look like, but he's already got a leg up.
What do you give me, Cody? 7.5? That's not bad. I'll take that any day. You bet. We'll see what Jamie can get down here. All right. Jamie here's bringing my first set in. We brought 6 head here to Cody's sale. Appreciate the invite, and it's always good to be around Cody and his family. They're great people to work with, and great friends of mine. So the 2 belted pigs, I'll start with them. They're out of a boar at Seth Swenson's up there, Showtime Sires. That's the biggest money, what they call him. It's a high-value boar they bought there, a really heavy-boned, heavy-structured hog. The mother of these is kind of one of them more basic, really sound, good built, long hip. Good feeding kind of a gilt, and I thought Vegas money would just kind of bring some punch and some extra stoutness of structure, and I think it worked really good. I think these two barrows, they got more of the maturity pattern of Mama. It's gonna, they're the kind that are going to be their best days, going to be 280, 290 pounds, but yet they still got that and just the flexibility, and I think those just have a lot of different things, ways you can feed them. My personal opinion as far as how to feed them or where to feed them for, I think they're best probably for a January or February show, and just get on them and let them grow and let them kind of feed into what they're going to be, and I think they're going to be darn nice pigs in the end. Kind of same story for the little white one, as far as just his maturity pattern. Little greener kind of middle hog today. But big legs, big feet. I like this sow a lot. She's a young sow out of a board we called Rizzed Up that we had there at the house. We got on the draft a couple years ago for I think 17,000, something like that. Really shapely pig. Again, one of them I think You know, that January to February, just kind of let him go and let him grow, and you can push him to about any show you want. One that's going to be, you know, at 290 pounds, just kind of a stud, I think. So his sire is not like us, and I'll wait and I'll kind of tell you a little bit more about him with this next group that we got in. He is, by the way, he does have a little blue spot there on his left side. I think you can manage it to make him a York, I think, pretty easily, or take him light cross. It doesn't matter. I mean, to me, this judge's opinion. If they're good, it don't matter. So,
yeah, and like you said, it doesn't really matter what the color they are. A good pig's a good pig, and I would say if you've bought crossbreds before and maybe they look really good young and then they kind of fizzled out, the one from this guy right here will not do that. They're going to continue to be the right kind of maturity all the way through the feeding pattern. And not to say that they won't be competitive early, because they will, because they got bone and they got muscle shape, but they're not going to give out on you when you get to 200 pounds. They're going to compete. They're going to take that next step and get better when they hit that mark. What's the tag on this one over here, Jamie? 23. That one would be pretty high on my list because he is very heavy structured. He's still got some bloom and some fill on him. Nice kind of a look up front. I like that one a good deal. And like you said, if you got a January, February show, keep that one on your short list. Same thing with his brother. Good silhouette and profile there. And then a white one that's got a nice look up front, got some muscle shape and big-legged down below. Excited to get to his next group as well, but I think there's 3 nice barrow options in this one.
We're tied on showmanship, so this next run is going to be the decider. The pressure is on, Jamie. Pressure's on. He's got a bad hip and I've got a bad back, so that's we can't really judge on that. So we got the same disabilities, I think. I've got the advantage of being lower to the ground, I think, by far. Center gravity is my strength. I dress the best, especially in the socks department. Hey, no, you're cheating. You can't bring the little girl in with you. That's not fair. It's not fair. All right. If we don't do anything else here at Cody's, we have fun. So it's always fun to be here, and really proud of the next 3 we brought in. I told Cody earlier today I really like these 3. Jamie says there's a champion pen of 3 here at the sale. So no, on all seriousness, I think this is the best set we brought to this sale. I know, and maybe some of the better ones we brought down south. And we've had a lot of success with these Yorkshire barrows down here in the south, and I think this pair of barrows here can be, I think, big time, and I think they can stretch. You know, in comparison to my first group, I think these you can stretch about anywhere. You know, on into March pretty easily, I think. But just the sire there is a boar I called Not Like Us. My daughter's named him, by the way. Not Like Us. He's one we kept. We raised last year out of one of my best cross white cross sows there. That's done a good job, and really pumped about this group. The guys we've had through the barns at home have been really excited about these out of Not Like Us. And he makes them really boxy and thick and with plenty of muscle and bone, but still keeps their hips and hind legs right and everything kind of in check there. He would be Not Like Us is an Anarchy, which that's the $55,000 boar we bought at Expo there a couple years ago. Back on a Your Choice sow, which Your Choice was a boar we acquired from Brockman's as an older boar. I know he down here 2021, 22, he won about every one of them majors on the Yorkshire side for the white crosses. So very excited what these Not Like Us pigs can do. Got the pair of barrows there. The one the one Jamie's on right now will be our leadoff bearer, and then the other litter mate will come in. Mother of these, I forgot to mention that she was 5th overall there at Iowa State Fair a year ago for my daughter. Really good young sow we're excited about. So, and we got a litter mate guild in here too as well. Like a lot of different options you can do with her. All 3 of these will easily class York anywhere you take them. Just like the build, but with the power and the bone to go with it. So.
Big time good. Study these 3. If you're watching online there, get a hold of me. If you want me to call you and talk to you about them, I'm more than happy to do that. I do think these 3 are very good, and I've been to Burzloff's. I've seen the sire of these. He's very impressive. These are 3 that are at the top of the ranks of what I've seen Burzy bring to a live sale. They are square, they're muscular, they're right in their build. Watch that gilt go right away from you. That is a very impressive view of that tag 24 gilt. Is when she goes right away. She kind of shows you her heel. She's square, she's thick-ended. And those boar pigs would be a handful, I would say, in a Yorkshire division show. This is a really good trio. I hope you studied them. Get a hold of him in the back if you wanted to just talk some differences of them, but a big-time trio here of solid white ones.
Did I win, Cody? Okay, yeah. It's close. Half a point? Okay, I'll take it. Better luck next time, Jamie. I'll give you some pointers on the way home. We got 14 hours to do that. I'll give you some pointers on the way home.
Well, going back to their showmanship contest, I think maybe Jamie had a little bit of a disadvantage. I think Dan's pigs may be just a little bit more broke, so I don't know. I think the jury's still out on the deal. But in here, this is the first group of McGuire livestock consignments here. And once again, just like everybody else, reiterate everything. Appreciate Cody and the crew for asking us down here. These guys are real good friends. I haven't known them quite as long, but I'm glad that we do now, and we've got a pretty good relationship, and I really appreciate the opportunity. Here, let me do this. And in the ring here, we got tag 50, 351, and 352. Now maybe they don't like me as well. I don't know. I'm the only one that's got different tag numbers, but in here we've got a pair. The calico and the belted bear are going to be. They're going to be litter mates. They are strapped, which is a boar at Edmund Show Pigs. That thing is that is a buckle up back on a neighbor boy that originated from Sweet Tooth Farms. I believe he was a mate to the Reserve Yorkshire at Austin last year. And then their mother would be an HMB 71, an older deal there that's still getting along and doing things right. The black-headed target butted one there, that is This Is the Way wide awake deal that we've actually purchased as a bred from at Atkins Show Pigs out there in Indiana. But we brought a real nice, we brought a nice set of pigs here, and just got a little bit of every shape, size, and color here. So we'll let him talk them.
Really good group here. Start with a kind of cool colored calico one. Obviously catches your attention from a color standpoint, but then after that, that's just a good livestock. Good livestock are come in lots of different shapes and sizes, and I would say there's lots of quality of this one. Front end assembly is very good. Right kind of bone work to match his center body, deep bodied, big rib type of a bear that still gets out here and moves so well. We got the bigger outlined, kind of wider belted target hipped one. Looks to me like he's going to be a little bit of a later bloomer, just in terms of fill. But that one's so good in terms of his skeleton, in terms of his design there from the side. He looks to me like he'd be a really, really good heavyweight type of a barrow. The longer you go through the summer, he's going to outlast some of those that are a little quicker in terms of maturity. And I really like the thin belted barrow there in the center. That one is shapely. He's good looking. He's sound structured. He's wide chested. He'd be on my short list for sure. Really a solid trio here. Really good group.
This here is going to be the last one of McGuire Livestock entries here. This is tag 49. This would be a promotion back on a very high rent deal from Decker. This sow on this side would have been one that she don't have no cool storylines of winning a big show or nothing like that, but she's kind of been a little bit accident prone, but we're glad to get her in production. But she come from Decker. She is a buckle up back on one of Tricked Out's sisters. There was actually a boar there and stud that was a mate to him. But this one's one that, Cody reached out earlier in the year. Hey, sorry, I'm dealing with a young one. This thing is, he asked what could we do to make this thing a little better, and and I was just. My main thing was just I thought we set them back and then bring something down here that we really believe in and stuff, and I hope that y'all can see that. I think I brought one here that's the right color for some people. I know he's got a little bit of white coming up on the hip, but his hock there. But this thing has got all the bells and whistles, and it goes back to I guess his grandma there. He's got some of them things that are tricked out on the deal. So. We really like this one. We really hope you do too. And like I said, once again, we're going to let Ryan talk to him a little more. But I really appreciate Cody and the crew to letting us come down again. But thank y'all, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Tag 49, I'd probably write that down and maybe circle it and study this one in the back. He kind of talked about maybe there's not a lot of story behind the sow. This is a good point to start a story, one that looks like this. His rear ankle and the cushion of his rear pastern is very good. Obviously, guys, you guys can see he's got a next level look in terms of blade forward, really sound, level top, flexible. I don't know what you want one to look like this size, but he's got a lot of pieces that work really, really well. Everything blends together good. I would say he needs to be starred there on your list.
So McCleery family Durocs is going to come in next. I think we have 13 total head here. We're going to break them up into smaller groups for you guys to look at. Before we get started on these, I want to thank everybody that came up and talked and spoke and is here at the sale. Brought a really good set of hogs. Again, we got 52 head, 52 quality ones that I really enjoy. Thanks to all the consigners for being here with us today. So in the ring in front of you, we have a trio of red hogs. The one there out in the middle is going to be 2-6. He is going to be an illustrate back on a work of art sow. The mama there would have raised Cole Cates champion Duroc Barra at Parker County 2 years ago. Really good parity. The twos are really deep, real muscular one that we enjoy extremely well. The one in the middle there that Casey's got the stick on, that's going to be 1-9. Sort of a greener Barra. Pedigree there reads Dagger. back on a green bottle sow, one that reads super stout, good skull. Again, the ones are maybe a little greener of the group, but their feature reads extremely well. They're going to be great down the road. Good bear to look at there. And then the gilt here, the solo gilt in the ring is going to be 1-6. Again, a dagger sired gilt there, back on green bottles. The front foot on that one is massive. She reads stout, big forearm, rare for a gilt these days. One that's going to hit a good county show down the road, or even a good deal like Fort Worth, San Antonio, something like that. Overall, good set of hogs here. Going to turn it over to Ryan here to look at them.
I think this gilt out there in the center of the ring, it could be big time good. Her center body is just awesome. Really level top, right kind of bone. Feet are just huge on that gilt, and her indicators look like she's not just going to be one that's good young. She's going to continue with that right maturity pattern. I think there's a lot of future there and a lot of value in one that looks like that from a show ring standpoint, and then also from just a breeding a female standpoint. I like that tag 2 gilt there a whole bunch. The males there on the far side are very similar in terms of type and kind. This one is monster top. That's along the gate, tag 5. He is really bold up high, monster ribbed, deep bodied, one that looks like he's going to have the right kind of growth rate to him. Just take him to a feeder and get him show broke, and I think that one has a bright future. Same could be said with the other male that's right here in front of me now. Love the center portion of his body. His roundness of rib is very good, very square built off either end, takes a long stride. Really good trio to start with. I know we got several more to come, but a really good trio here.
Coming in the ring next here, we have 1-2 Duroc boar pig there in the middle, 2-5 Duroc gilt along the side. Again, the boar pig there is a 1 litter, going to be dagger green bottles. The gilt is 2 litter, going to be illustrate, back on work of art. Gilt reads really good, super stout at the ground, real square in her hip and over her loin edge, one that we think is extremely trendy and attractive. The bear is, again, another one of those good ones, big middle to him, good feet and legs, sound functional sort of hog with a big front foot. A couple that we're proud to present here today.
Is this tag 1 your leadoff pig, Ben? Is that right? Just because she's first one tagged, I assume maybe that'll be your leadoff. I would say if you guys are hunting a purebred to show as a breed, if you got a breed show, you're doing yourself maybe a disservice if you don't at least get this one out and check her out, because for have that kind of look and extension up front, I think she's a little bit more trendy than maybe what we've seen in the other ones, and that is a big-legged one that's really good at the ground. Looks like she could be a really successful kind of a show gilt in the show ring. I like her quite a bit. And then that tag 3, a male, is one that's very flexible off either end, really good in the mid part of his body, a big kind of a tail root there. This is kind of a highlight group here in the Durocs. I would check both of these out and dig deep into what the sow line has done from them before. A really quality pair here.
So we're going to drop these two into the ring, sort of a switch up in maturity pattern and size from the ones that we've been bringing in. a couple of younger Duroc hogs that are still pretty green in their makeup. These are going to be 305 sired hogs. They're at Beeman's, 333 there. That was a boar that Heimer raised, Redbeard 305, however you know him. One that's pedigree-wise is pretty popular these days. This was back on a 9.5 sow, one of our foundation females there. Huge feet, huge bone, lots of mass. Taking her to that 305 stuff, prettied her up, and man, I enjoy these two extremely well. The one on the left, the darker colored one, from day one, he was nicknamed Silverback. Big sort of a pig on the sow. Good leg, good feet, good bone. However, the little cherry one on the far side there, super green. You're going to have to read that one well, to see some quality in him. One that's sound, functional, built extremely well. His days are down the road, but two good ones. Again, a little different parity, a little different switch up here from what we've been doing. Hope you enjoy them.
If you have a little bit of a later show, I think these fall really good for that. They're still going to have some growth to them and some performance, but if you got a show that's a little bit later, I think these are just primed for that. And like we said on a couple of them earlier today, these are ones that are going to continue to get better, and they're going to make you look really smart as a hog buyer here in another couple weeks or so, and you're going to walk out to your barn and think maybe you had one of the steals of the sale, because these things are going to continue to change and mass up, and that 305 boar is wildly popular, and his pigs are really very attractive and good looking out of him. I think the better days are ahead of these two, ones that are going to be prime for those later shows.
Dropping in the ring here, the one that Casey's got on the stick is 2-4. Again, that's an illustrated work of art, one that just gets us extremely excited. Good foot, good bone, good indicators, super square up through his top side, great out of his front forearm and neck there. Again, one that we're extremely proud of, one of the better ones we think we've raised in a long time. Check in there. The gilt there in the middle of the ring, far right side, that is going to be 2-7. Litter mate to 2-4 here. Another one saw our sister in the earlier groups. She's maybe not as bloomy as her sister. I will tell you, she's just as sound and attractive, and got just the same amount of bone as her sister does in a greener package. Again, she's an illustrate work of art. The one on the far side there, I wish I could have seen her 30 days ago. Right? She's a 1-1 gilt, tag 11. She is a dagger, green bottles, one that was extremely green. Didn't even know if she was going to make the trip. She's just bloomed and blossomed, and always been super good off her feet and legs. Had the big front foot that the 1111 green bottle South Sires, one that we're extremely proud of as well.
That tag 7 male pig is very impressive, and a really good opportunity to lay one in with that kind of stoutness of mug and that kind of bone work and rib shape. I would go ahead and put tag 7 down on your sheet as one you need to check out later, because he is very impressive. Really good opportunity there if you're looking for a red one. The two gilts there on the far side we talked about, he did a good description of there. One's a little later maturing, which can be a good thing for a red one. You don't want them necessarily just overwhelming at the beginning. Let that genetics work for you. They're going to continue to get better. Really a good skeleton laid into both of those gilts. We got to go through their sow herd earlier. Those sows that are behind these that are very impressive to look at, no matter where you would set those females in any sow herd that you'd put them in, and that's what they probably look like when they were this age. They're good in terms of their build, really good in terms of their skeleton, and heavy in terms of their structure. A really nice group here, highlighted by that tag 7 male.
We're going to drop 3 more in here. Final ones we're going to bring out for this preview. End it off with a bang here. Got 3 boar pigs dropped in the ring here. 2 of them are going to be these 2 in front of us here, 1-4 and 1-5. 1-4, 1-5, extremely, extremely green. They're going to be that dagger green bottles. Ringside, if you can tell, online, if you can tell. Indicator-wise, again, these guys are just huge-footed, big forearmed, great skull laid into them. Again, they're just a little greener today. Their better days are down the road. Good pair there at litter mates. The one on the far side coming up to the middle, that is 2-2. That is the litter mate to the 2-4 Lot 7 bear we just had out. Again, I'll talk him just like I talked his brother. Good-legged, stout, square at the top of his hip and into his loin edge. One that we think is a little more meat and potatoes today. Got a little more mass to him, perhaps, a little more upper rib today. Still one that's just we like exceptionally well. So look in here, study them for what they are, try to see them down the road.
A good a trio to wind up, and if you're hunting a red barrow, I would say just kind of study these 3 and determine what you're looking for and where you want to lay your priorities. Like I said at the beginning when we started, you guys have eyes. You guys do your own thinking, regardless of where they are in the sale order, regardless of where they are in terms of price. Just try to buy the one you like, because there's solid, really competitive pigs up and down the line. If your neighbor, your buddy there likes a different one than you, that's fine. Go ahead and buy that one and try to prove them wrong, because I think there's lots of pigs up and down this lineup that bring lots of differences to the table. Really a solid trio to end. This 8 and 9 litter pigs are a little bit different looking than what the ones we've had so far. A little bit greener in terms of their body, really extended up front, and then we have that tag 6 male, really robust in terms of his rib shape, really stout in terms of his feature. Really a good group of pigs here that McCleary's have brought you a good set of pigs through all the consigners. Maybe one more time, share the details for the sale as we wrap up.
So that's gonna do it as far as the viewing is concerned. Online, if you really want to see him in person, don't worry, we're going to preview him again 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. Be here at the sale. Gonna follow after that 11 a.m. preview at 1 o'clock. I'm gonna have some lunch served there at noon. Stick around after the viewing, eat with us, hang out, look at some hogs, talk to the breeders. Again, huge shout out to the consigners. They brought a great set. Thank you, Ringside, for being here. We did want to also highlight we're going to do a new payout system this year. I don't have the details present. Getting those pulled up for you. Yeah, so from this sale, not just McCleery Family Durocs, from this sale, our winner payout goes as follows. If you have a breed champion at a county show, we're going to write you a check for $200. If you have a grand champion overall at a county show, $400 check, $400 check in your pocket. Class winner at a major show, $200. Breed champion at a major show, $750 your way. Division champion at a major show, $500. We've talked about some grand overall stuff. Going to be much more than this. To be continued there. Guys, we believe in what's here. We believe in what we raised. We believed in the people that brought these hogs here. That's why we have something as bold as this to put out there for you guys. We think the stock is good. Thank you for being here. You got any more information that you need, please check out our Facebook page. Everything's posted there, all the details. If you want to stay after and look through the hogs, we might do that for a little bit for you guys, but then we'll see you at 11 a.m. Thank you.